It's Week 16 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see the electric Jaden Daniels. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Commanders and the Panthers just ahead on EA Sports.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him. And we'll step aside for a moment. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. A check on the numbers last week for Hubbard. 15 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown.
And when you put the ball in the end zone 13 times on the season, one thing is apparent. You didn't do it all on your own. Offensive line is creating some nice space for you, and you're probably getting some good blocks downfield from your wide receivers.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. In motion goes the tight end. Throwing, Young. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, out is the punter Cameron Johnston to boot it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense as they get their first shot. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd-year quarterback.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And he powers his way up past the 30. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. He was creeping up toward 200 yards. Thought he was going to get there. Didn't quite make it, but also 2 rushing touchdowns.
And even if he only got about half those numbers this week, his team would take it in a heartbeat, wouldn't they? Because last week, he was spectacular.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. In motion, the tight end. Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
They'll run on first down. Pruitt. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. To the air goes Daniels. Able to find his man, Kraft. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Now Daniels. Over the middle, it's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want it to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. This is caught. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
That penalty is declined.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Panthers offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. And we give you a look there at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns. You can see he's 2nd best amongst NFL running backs at this point in the season. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
Here is Young. Open man is Noah Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. And they'll run on first down with Hubbard.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
2nd down, another chance for Hubbard.
Give him 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Young will set to throw.
Able to find Gray here.
And they stop him short of the first, as he can only get to the 20. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Young to throw it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
To throw is Daniels. Short throw, he's got Kraft.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's a first down following a gain of 3. Now a handoff up the middle. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Here's 3rd and 6. Daniels looking to throw. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first down, Pruitt.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 44 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Play action, now it's Daniels.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Throwing now is Daniels. That's to Kraft, the tight end. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Working out of the gun, Daniels. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Gay's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field.
And they're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
2nd and 5. A give up the middle, Hubbard.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1.
Young.
Well, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Kayvon Thibodeau in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Here's Daniels. To the right side and caught by Simmons.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 34-yard line. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
before they're inside the 25.
70 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Trey Palmer,
his 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
His great season throwing the ball continues. That last touchdown pass, number 40 for him on the year.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
And they'll go again here with Hubbard.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Young. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. And he's played well all year long as he enters the home stretch of the season as the NFL leader in touchdown passes. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Operating from the gun, Daniels.
Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Daniels.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
To throw, Young. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
And this offense on 3rd down today, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's going to find his tight end, Gray, complete.
They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
The Commanders' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as you can see there, not only is he looking to secure a passing title, but he's also closing in on a 5,000-yard campaign. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. In motion goes the tight end. Here's 2nd and 8. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Bobby Brown never giving up. He works his way to the QB for a loss of 12.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey.
Now 3rd down and very long.
Looking to throw. Daniels. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
Young to throw it.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
The man in motion is Brown. Now here's Young.
He'll dump this one off to Hubbard.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here this first half. A gain of 8 and a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. That's caught by Sennett. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15.
A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
To the air goes Daniels.
And this is caught on the sideline. But no, they'll say out of bounds. He caught it but was not in bounds. Incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Now Daniels.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here.
And Gay knocks this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Panther offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Lets one go downfield for Pierce.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Throwing, Young. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'll tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Some critical games going on as teams fight for those final playoff berths. Let's get you around the NFL here in a busy Week 16. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, and it's the Eagles who are out in front. It's Jalen Hurts with a couple of touchdown passes. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Rome Odunze has a touchdown reception from fellow first-round pick Caleb Williams. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Geno Smith has thrown a touchdown pass. We were treated to a fine performance in the first half from the Heisman Trophy winner, Jaden Daniels. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes, as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And even 100 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
They'll keep it on the ground.
Pruitt will get this up to about the 44.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Back to throw. Daniels. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. Here is Young.
He's got Brown on the out route complete.
And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
So the false start will back them up 5.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15.
Straight ahead with Hubbard. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because They have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Young will set to throw.
And this pass caught by Gray. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be fourth down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Still fighting for more. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
119 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator, wouldn't we? Clip out the box score. Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
Fights through him. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 2. To throw is Daniels. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Up the middle they go.
Pruitt.
And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
They'll keep it on the ground.
Pruitt.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway. But the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's 3rd down. Daniels looking to throw.
And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away.
Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
This is 2nd and 8.
From the shotgun, it's Young. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They find some open field here. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
On the give, this is Hubbard.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll run a draw now with Hubbard. Powers through it. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That good for 19 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Now Young. And his throw is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Out of the gun, it's Young.
Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll throw again. Young.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Now a give. It's Hubbard going left.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Young working out of the gun. Throw left side complete. That's Hubbard. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Young. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Working out of the gun, Daniels.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on for the 5th time here today. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. One quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the fourth and final quarter of play. Looking to throw, Young. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
It's complete to Brown, right side. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Now Young.
He'll get this complete to the running back, Hubbard.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. To the air once more, Young.
They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard.
And he'll take this to the 47, but no further, as they get him down well short of the line to gain. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
To the 36-yard line, stop there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Young now. He finds his man complete. It's Hudson. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds.
So here's a 3rd and 14.
Young to throw it.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson.
And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
The Washington offense set to take over again. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. Throwing now is Daniels. He finds his receiver, Watson. And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain. 2nd down and 8.
Now a handoff up the middle.
Pruitt. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great effort there. His 25th touchdown. Tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season.
And the Commanders extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign.
Gay is on for the point after. And that stretches the lead to 27. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later.
So it's Washington getting the victory here.
And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Commanders,
it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the